Hello again to all of my beautiful designers. Today's DIY video is actually part 2 of our Chanel inspired Christmas special. We are going to be working on ornaments today. I am going to show you how to recreate a few of these beautiful ornaments. And here is a quick list of a few items that you will need to recreate this DIY. Clear or plastic glass ornaments, styrofoam balls, ribbon or bling, and scrap pieces of fabric. Okay, and so jumping right into this, we're going to go ahead and start out with one of these plastic ornament balls that I got from, I believe, Dollar Tree. It kind of has an iridescent tint to it, and I am actually just using pieces of paper. I have like a paper book that I think I got from Walmart that has a whole bunch of prints inside of it, and I've just cut some strips. And you guys, it is perfectly okay to use a hot glue gun even though you are working with plastic. You see, I'm just using a very small amount of glue. I'm using a little dot up at the top. I put a dot there at the bottom, and then I use another dot up at the top. And the way I normally do it with these ornaments is I follow the little line. There's a line that's on all of them, and that's how I put my first piece of fabric or ribbon on, following that line. Okay, and now the next part is we're gonna add some Chanel, basically just pieces of paper that I printed the word Chanel on. Okay, and I just added the word Chanel into my Word doc and kind of, made just a row with it. Now that I've added that, I'm going to go ahead and add some of this ribbon. It's a black ribbon and it has like some silver lines on it, and I did get it at Michael's. I will definitely leave links down in the description box for you guys for all the materials that I'm using today, and if I can't find the exact one, I will definitely leave something very similar in case you guys want to recreate this. Okay, and now I am about to add some of this bling wrap. Y'all know I have to add bling into everything I do, and yeah. What I normally do when I'm working on these ornaments is when I am adding extra stuff to it, down at the bottom, you can see right there, I tucked the edge of the bling wrap in between the ribbon and the paper. It just gives it a more finished look. Now that we've got that all added, I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this other bling that I have. It's actually an iron-on, and you guys have seen me use it throughout my designs. I used it on the globes when I did the Chanel snow globes. And it works really well with the hot glue. So as you can see right there, when I'm cutting it to fit it in the little spaces, you guys, I'm cutting it into kind of a football shape, if that makes sense. So like kind of thin on the sides, and it doesn't have to be super perfect, because as you put the hot glue on it and you put it onto the bulb, you can actually like pull and stretch it so it fits perfectly in the space. So I'm just going to repeat that process until I cover up some of the bigger spaces. I'm not going to actually cover up every single space. I actually like the bulbs when they have like a little bit of the clear showing through. I think it makes it look pretty. And just to let you guys know, out of fear of this video being extremely too long, because I wanted to give you guys, more than one option on these bulbs, so I'm doing quite a few. I did not show how to make or put the bow on every single bulb. The very last bulb that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how I do my bows, okay? I'm just about done. I'm actually going to go back and use some hot glue on the mirror tiles that I added just right at the edge, just to make sure, because I think I put them on top of the ribbon and they don't stick as well. That adhesive doesn't stick well on top of fabric. So I'm just tacking it down with a little tiny dot of glue. And here is a close-up look of what it looks like with our bow on it. It's really pretty. I'm also going to show you how to make the center of that bow. Jumping right into the second one we're going to do, we're going to be using a styrofoam ball on this one. I've got some fancy ribbon strips that I've kind of pre-cut. And I'm actually going to just let you guys kind of watch me work on this. It's going to be the exact same concept that we did with the bulbs with the glue. I'm putting a little bit more glue, as you can see right there. Just doing a very thin line. It will hold just fine. You guys know that I love to mix prints, so we are going to be using some polka dot ribbon that I'm going to add in. Now we're going to add some of this silver ribbon. And you guys, I don't know where I got this. I've had it for so long. You can see it looks all torn up, the container. Before we go any further, I would like to just say thank you if you are a subscribed member of my community. If you are not, please consider clicking that subscribe button today. And please, everybody, don't forget to like and share this video. We're going to do a little something different on this one. We're going to use a needle and clear thread to attach some of these beautiful black beads at the top. That's going to serve as the stem of the bulb. I'm going to end up using a hook still, but I just really like the touch of adding beads and chains to these Christmas ornaments. And if you guys are doing what I am doing and using clear thread, be sure to like triple secure the row of beads with the thread, just so that you don't have anything that breaks. And here's a quick look at what it looks like once I added the bow to the top where the stem is at. And moving on to number 3, I've already started gluing some of this plaid ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. We're going to mix, of course, our prints. I'm going to go ahead and use some of this white and black polka dot ribbon that I also got at the Dollar Tree. And you guys will see me use my favorite lighter method on any little glue stringies, or sometimes when you're working with this fabric ribbon, it can fray. But you guys, if you guys do use this tip, please be careful. Next, we are going to add some of this double rope that I also got from the Dollar Tree. I think this one is silver and white. Works pretty well. You just have to make sure that you put a dot of glue every time you cut it, because it will unravel. And before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I make the rhinestone logo center button of some of my bows. As you can see, this is the CC logo just printed out on plain white copy paper. I used some All Adhesive and made a little circle around, and I'm using my rhinestone trim now. I go ahead and put the rhinestone trim on there, and what I actually do is just let it dry completely. Once it dries, then I'm able to cut out around the rhinestone. And here's a quick look at what the bulb looks like once we finish. I just did a 2-loop bow. Last but not least, number 4, we are going to do something similar to what we did on the very first bulb. This is one of the larger clear bulbs, and I am using some ribbon that I got at Michael's. This is a black and silver ribbon. We're going to follow the lines on that first one, and this bulb I'm going to show you it entirety. I'm going to show you how to make the bow as well. Once you're finished with the 2 strips of that, we're going to add a different ribbon. This also I got at Michael's, and it is kind of similar to the other ribbon, except it has these silver polka dots down the center. Once you've got your ribbon added, we're going to go ahead and add that same bling. As you can see, there I am with the tuck. Next, we're going to add my super favorite mirror tiles. And of course, this bulb is beautiful just the way it is. And we could definitely stop here. And again, I am using some pre-cut strips of some copy paper with the word Chanel on them. I'm using the same tuck method. You saw me tuck it right in there at the bottom. And you guys see me counting right here. I did it every third. So I counted 1, 2, 3, and then an empty space, and that's where I put my piece of Chanel. And that is all the fabric we're gonna put on this bulb. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the top. I always struggle with putting these back in, so you guys forgive me. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that back on. Once you get that back on, you're gonna go ahead and grab some of this diamond bling. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a 1/2 inch strip. This is what I'm gonna glue around the very top of the bulb. Now it's time for the finishing touches. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to recreate the bows that I make. As you can see right there, you see me using my 2 fingers. I loop it around. I'm gonna loop the other side around the other way, holding it with my thumb and my index finger in the center. And as you can see, I could stop right there. That would make just a 2-loop bow, but we're gonna go ahead and make 4 loops on this one. So we're gonna grab it, we're gonna fold it over, and as you can see, I'm going to go in between the other 2 loops that I have. I'm just gonna make sure my loops are all even. Now I'm gonna grab this one and I'm gonna bring it down and around, and again, holding everything in the center with my thumb and my pointer finger at this point. You got that, you want to make sure that all of your loops are even. We're going to go ahead and cut off this little tail piece here. Make sure you have sharper scissors, you guys. And anytime you guys are working with ribbons and you're making bows and you're cutting, you always want to make sure you just grab your lighter and kind of just singe the edges of wherever you cut at so that your ribbon does not fray. Now I'm just going to make sure that my loops are even, and I am then going to place a dot of glue in between each one of the layers. Okay, we're going to take that and we're going to set that down to the side now, and we are going to actually make another 4-loop bow. So we're just going to repeat the process. Once you have that done, we're going to go ahead and take these two and we're going to stack them on top of each other. As you can see, I turned the other one kind of like sideways, you know, so you have loops going all the way around. And I have a snowflake that I got off of an earring, a set of earrings that I got at the hair store. So I'm going to glue that snowflake right in the middle of the bow. And if you guys don't remember, in my first DIY, I believe I told you guys that a great place to find some really cool things, bling and stuff you can use on your arts and crafts would be at your local beauty supply store, because they have a 99-cent section with like earrings and headbands. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and I cut an extra little piece of ribbon to put, that I'm gonna actually glue on the back so that we can actually attach the bow to the bulb. As you're gonna see right there, I'm gonna glue that piece right there. And what I'm gonna do with the bottom tail part of that is I'm going to loop it through our little hole on our ornament right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up, and I'm gonna put a dot of glue. So you're basically gluing the ribbon together, but it's gonna hold on the bulb. And now that I've done that, I'm actually gonna take a little piece of this Chanel ribbon to kind of tie the bulb and the bow in together. I'm gonna glue that piece of Chanel paper, onto a piece of ribbon. And I'm going to then attach that to the top of the bow. And just remember, you guys, whenever you guys are designing, there is no wrong. It's all in what you guys design. And this definitely was a last minute added idea that I had. So I'm just going to put a little dot of glue, and I'm going to attach the Chanel ribbon that I just made right to the extra piece of tail that was already there. You see that right there? Yeah, I'm gonna attach that right there coming up, and you guys are gonna see how then it ties it all together. And I'm actually gonna make another bigger loop with that same piece of ribbon. And with that, we are finished. Here is a close-up look at it. This one is actually my favorite, guys. I really liked this one, which is why I saved it for the last one on this DIY. And as always, I thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.
I'm really stepping 10 toes down, it's a blessing.
You just made this beat?
I'm really stepping 10 toes down, it's a blessing. On my
You just made this beat?
I'm really stepping 10 toes down, it's a blessing.